I gave Eric and Jonah the truck and I said, 60 is pretty much where this becomes reckless.
It was getting a little rough, so I wasn't even looking at the speed anymore. I was just trying to drive straight for the camera. And we got to the end and Jonah was like, dude, that was 60. And I was like, let's go check and see what the bike looks like.
All right, so we're here with one of our production prototypes of the RambleRack. We're throwing it all in. We got a $10,000 Levo SL e-bike on there. So it's kind of gonna be our first go at like some of these design elements that we put into it and see if we're meeting some of the goals and the criteria that we've set for an off-road rated mountain bike rack.
Right out of the gate, Jason, being the aggressive person he is like, oh, let's put my brand new Levo SL on the back. Which I'm like, okay, well, the weight distribution on a Levo SL is like really well designed. Like, let's put something really dumb on the back of this. I mean, like, our test bikes have like horrible center of mass. Like, it's all top heavy. We're always pushing to see worst case scenario.
Eric, like, what are you really looking for as far as like out of this initial run?
Yeah, it's just the first proof of concept of basically all the different aspects of the rack. I mean, we're running some 3D printed parts, but other than that, it's pretty close to the concept that we'll be using. So, you know, based on this, we'll make a few little tweaks and then get it ready for production.
So it's designed to take all sizes of mountain bikes. But the unique thing about our tray is that it actually has these angled sides. So it's not just like a round cup. Typically the thinking is like, oh no, as my wheel's getting bigger, things are gonna get looser and sloppier and flexier. And actually our tray is designed to counteract that. So with a larger wheel, you actually grip it better.
I mean, even that section, it was like,
Pretty good.
There's just a few little roosts.
It's a lot more than you normally do.
Oh, like that's just abusive. Like, we're going, and I get out, and I'm like, for sure, my bike is gone. 100% bike is gone. We get out, and it's fine. And I'm just like, dude. I mean, we just hit like, I don't know, at least 4 kind of rear lifts in a row.
Hey,
You don't have to go to the top.
Do you want to swap to the full test bike?
I'm not worried about it. It's doing really good.
That's heavier and dumber though, like weight-wise.
Luke kept pushing me like, hey, do you want to use the test bike? Like, I have the test bike. Like, it's in the back of my car right now. Like, should we do that? Because like, you keep lifting the rear of the truck. And I'm like, no, dude, like, this is what we're doing, right? And so for me, it was just, we're just meeting our criteria. Like, we're hitting the gauntlet points. If I lose a bike, I'm gonna have a good story about it.
So the tray that we have, it's symmetric and it has side pressure on the tires, and that gets rid of that twist. Awesome, so you've got rid of one of those things. So now you just have to eliminate side to side and up and down. So that's the other factor is, okay, so you've come up with the best way to hold your wheel. Now you have to create a structure that's stiff enough and resilient enough to not break and last a really long time. And that's what we did.
You may be wondering what's going on with this bike. Essentially, it's just a dirt jumper that we wanted to get to a weight spec.
I mean, we used like cutting boards to get it to 60 pounds. We had some like really garbage bikes. So one was already like 40 pounds, so I didn't have to do too much, but yeah, just screwing plastic to the frame basically.
This is our 3rd test bike, and it's weighing in at 63 pounds. So the reason why we did this, we wanted to pretty much create a basically worst case scenario, a lot of centralized high weight in this configuration of this rack. So we're kind of just doing what we can to basically put the rack through its paces in the worst case scenarios over the roughest most extreme situations that kind of would check the boxes of all the things of like arm deflection, wheel retention, overall rack stiffness. So we're out here with a few different racks and we're just kind of testing different configurations to kind of see what we can really, push this thing to and, really kind of set some benchmarks for adjustments or tweaks we need to make.
The level we pushed this rack to, and at the speeds we did it, I mean, you're right on the edge of kind of where you'd be like, you should be in a caged truck. Like these are right on the limits of what anyone would ever do off-road. And I think it's important to understand that. I mean, that's the bar that we set. That's our industry standard. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely raised the bar.
I gave Eric and Jonah the truck and I said, 60 is pretty much where this becomes reckless. And realistically, like the truck should have a cage. Anything above that, just be careful, but just try to keep it straight.
It's still good.
Still good.
Good job.
Nice.
It's still good.
On our last test run where we hit 60, it was getting a little rough, so I wasn't even looking at the speed anymore. I was just trying to drive straight for the camera. And we got to the end and Jonah was like, dude, that was 60. And I was like, let's go check and see what the bike looks like.
Still good. Cannot believe it.
It's really good to connect. We just stare at the computer for a long time. I sit in coffee shops most days, running simulations and thinking about it and probably overthinking a lot of it. But it's just really cool when it pays off and you see it work.
What? Dude, like you have no idea.
Fine.
When you hit that section 2 runs before, it was like, whoa, and the truck went like, it was like a second pause where it was like, whoa, 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 and I was like, dude, it sounded like you crashed almost because it was so like violent.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude. Like, dude, how?
I don't know.
So that's it.
That's it.
Like,
We're good. If you got
So-
what you need, I'm happy. We know how it has to be designed to make it live.
It's and the fork's fine.
Yeah.
Eric handstanding, doing a cartwheel, they're high-fiving, and it was just honestly one of the most proud moments for me in seeing like what we're doing. And it became this like stupid, cliche, like misty-eyed moment where watching the footage back and I'm just like so proud for so many reasons. So I mean, for me, that's how I attach myself to these products. It's an experience. We're selling an experience and we're trying to be loyal to that, and we're just trying to be good people and make good products here in the US. And for me, I think the reason why that whole thing was proud is because I realized that we achieved that in that one moment. It was like the last 2 years were like realized for me in an emotional way that I was just so stoked.